my quilting friends, my name is Leah Day and welcome back to this pantograph quilting tutorial. We're doing a whole series of videos on how to get the most out of our mix and match pantograph designs. So in the last video, we stitched across and did a partial first row. And in this video, we're gonna stitch edge to edge. We're gonna stitch a few lines of our pantograph design, and we're going to learn how to advance the design so that way we have beautifully evenly spaced rows. So we finished up last week with our partial first row, and I ended up over here slightly off the edge of my pantograph, and I want to stitch up to my next row. This is the key behind our mix and match pantograph designs, and that is that we have combined two rows together, and I can go straight into my next row. So this paisley row I've lined up here. Now I am off the edge of the quilt. I am in the batting area, but as I have stitched down, I have base stitched down the edge of the quilt, I'm not worried. I'm just going to flow into the design and then match up seamlessly with my previous row. And I'm also not going to have to worry about the edge of that quilt flipping over. So we are ready to start quilting. So, of course, sometimes when you're first getting started and I'm starting a little cold, my stitches may not be perfect. I might not have the best control over the long arm, but I'm going to try my best. So I'm just following that line. I got my eyes down on the laser light, and I'm just aiming for a nice smooth movement. Now I may end up with some wobbles. I may not quilt perfectly, and that's really something to kind of keep in mind with pantograph quilting when you're following the paper pattern, and that is that you may not get an absolutely perfect design because this isn't digitized quilting. We are following the design. We're allowing our free motion, slightly free hand quilting to come in. So understand it's not going to be absolutely perfect. It really depends on how well you can follow the design. So understand that how well you form this design really depends on how well you can control the long arm and keep that laser light lined up with the line. I do find that there's a balance between speed and movement. You kind of want to go a little fast, but you don't want to go too fast and lose control. So I'm going to continue quilting across. I'll meet you back here when we're ready to advance to the next row. Now I'm nearing the edge of my quilt on this next row. My needle is in the down position and I've got my laser right here. And at this point, I want to indicate something that's really important here on your quilt. And that is, as you go over the edge of the quilt, you might be tempted to stop your design and go on ahead and advance. But you see back here, I haven't quilted back here. This area is still not consistent with the rest of the design. So I want to make sure, as I'm looking at my design, as I hit that ruler designates and kind of tells me where I'm stitching off the edge of the quilt. I need to stitch down and go on ahead and fill in this area too. If I miss that, I'm gonna kind of have a little hole in my quilt. Not like a whole hole, but just a hole in my quilting design. And so I want to make sure that I stitch that area too. Just in case I'm going to stitch that line, looks like I didn't really actually need to, but I would rather err on the side of caution, making sure that I quilt all of the elements that are on this side of the ruler that I marked out, rather than accidentally missing a part of the design and ending up with a blank spot in my quilting. All right, now it is time to advance our design, and this is the fun part. We are going to stitch up, and this is the rule no matter if you are stitching a mix and match panto, meaning multiple rows put together, or just a single row. The rules are the same. We are going to stitch up to the red line on the pantograph. So I'm in the batting area on the quilt, and I'm going to stop with the needle in the down position, and my laser light is pointing on a red line here on the pantograph. So now I'll walk around to the front of the frame, and I'm going to take off all of my clamps. I had a quilt weight, a frame weight on the surface of the quilt. That was just giving me a little bit more stability and control. And I've got these side clamps. I want to take all of this off so that way I can freely move the quilt through the frame. And now we're going to advance it. Before you move anything before you unlock the rails on your frame, make sure, please, please, please double check that your needle is down. The needle being down locks the long arm to the quilt. The long arm also has the laser attached to it. So when the needle is down, the long arm, the quilt, and the laser will all move back. This is absolutely essential for this method to work because it means that as we roll back, we're creating that distance between the rows of the design and we're maintaining that spacing. So now I'm going to roll the quilt up, and you see as I'm rolling it, the long arm is moving back because the needle's in the down position. If I didn't have the needle in the down position, the long arm wouldn't be moving at all. Okay, I'm going to go around to the other side and take a look at where my laser is. So I've overshot it a little bit. I want to roll the machine back to where the laser light is lined up with the blue line printed on the pantograph. This is why we have to print the pantographs with colored ink. So I'm looking underneath. It's kind of hard with an idler rail. We end up with this tall rail here. So it's hard to see over. So I actually have to walk back and forth around the frame until I get the laser light on the right spot. And it looks like I need to go another ½ inch. So I'm just going to roll forward another ½ inch. There we go. Probably about there. Check it again. And this is a lot easier, guys, if you're not trying to film yourself doing it. Because obviously, when you're filming yourself doing it, usually it's not going to work out perfectly, right? All right. So there we go. Basically, I unlocked both rails so that way I could freely move the quilt, had my needle in the down position, rolled it back until the laser went from the red line printed on the panto to the blue line printed on the panto. This creates that nice spacing between the rows. Now, I'm in the right spot, but if I start stitching right now, I'm gonna have bad results because I don't have everything set up that I had for my last rows. I don't have my side clamps. I don't have my frame weight. So now I'm going to restore my clamps and we'll be ready to start quilting the next rows. So I'm back at the back of the machine. I've got my laser light pointing down at the blue line. So now what I'm going to do is stitch up to my design line and begin quilting this row. And this is different from how we quilted it the last time because we're not doing a partial row. We're going from the entire thing. We're going to stitch the entire heart paisley design. So I'm swirling around and you can see just how easy this is and how nicely spaced those lines are. So you can see how those rows are starting to look stacked together and how nicely the quilting is coming together. Okay, we have completed this bottom row, this little narrow heart paisley row. Now I'm going to stitch up in the batting area and start on this line of paisley. So this is as easy as it gets whenever you're quilting a mix and match panto. You stitch across with one row, immediately stitch up in the batting area and begin your next row. And you're just going to do this back and forth, advancing the quilt through the frame and stitching across until you get to the bottom edge of your quilt. So I'm just going to continue stitching these 2 rows, and then in the next video, we're going to stitch a partial last row together. So that's it for this video. Stitching these pantograph designs is as easy as stitching from one edge of your quilt to the other. Occasionally stop, put your needle in the down position, and stop on one of those sharp points in the design if your design has one. Designs like loopy line and stippling don't have sharp points. Find a place where you can stop and take your eyes off the panto and look at your quilt. It helps to stop somewhere around halfway through, so just in case you've broken thread, run out of bobbin thread, something like that has happened, you haven't stitched all the way to the end of the row before you found out. That's kind of a nasty surprise. Now you might notice that your pantograph quilting isn't perfect. This style of quilting depends entirely upon your ability to follow that marked line with your laser light. If your long arm is feeling out of control, like it's just wanting to swing out all over the place, add a frame weight to your frame. This just goes right on top of the quilt, puts a little bit of extra pressure on the machine bed. It slows your machine down, so that way you have more control, more ability to stay on that marked line. You can add more than one. I have this one here, but I have a second one. You can always add more weight if needed. Just understand, as you add more weight, that's going to change how the long arm feels to move, and it's going to become a workout. You know, it's going to become harder to push. We have the opposite problem with frame quilting that we do with stationary home sewing machine quilting, and that is that it's so easy to move these machines on wheels that sometimes we need that little extra weight to slow it down and give us that control that we need. We want those pretty stitches, we want those pretty designs. Now, you might be wondering about the spacing between the rows and consistency, all that kind of good stuff. Understand that this is always going to be human driven, meaning you're going to have some lines come a little closer together, some lines go a little further apart. You're going to make one heart bigger than it was supposed to be, or one teardrop or one echo a little smaller than it was supposed to be. We don't follow the pantograph exactly. We're going to have different results. So if you're comparing yourself to something else that looks perfect, double check that you're not comparing yourself to a edge-to-edge computerized quilting design. It's very common to see those kinds of designs, and we think that they're pantographs, as in human-driven. They're actually computerized quilting designs. When a computer stitches it, it's going to be perfect every time. So don't compare yourself to something that has the ability to be perfect. Understand that this is unique to you, and I hope you're going to give yourself some grace with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot about quilting these mix and match pantograph designs. If you'd like to join in the fun, find more videos, find my pantograph designs, you can see it all linked up together at leahday.com/panto. Until next time, let's go quilt.